Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I'm from Jubilant Life Sciences company. It is a pharma-based company. So today I am going to take up counterfeit medicine pharmaceuticals. So Jubilant Life Sciences is Jubilant Bhartiya Group company, and they have companies sister concern in different fields in agri and polymers, food science, and various other fields. And they have global footprints with their R&D and manufacturing in various sites. So coming to counterfeit medicines, as Arvind sir said in the beginning that counterfeit medicine is the topmost into the all the areas where counterfeiting is there. So what exactly is the counterfeiting medicines? Overall, it is the deliberately and prudently mislabeled with respect to identity and or source. It is the forged manufacturer's data on the packaging. It is have been completely repacked. In these cases, the drug has the incorrect ingredient in way of different quantity of active ingredient, totally different active ingredient, or sometimes it is toxic ingredients. Extent of counterfeiting in pharmaceutical. Actually, counterfeiting is a global issue and is dominating the pharmaceutical world. And in fact, 1 in 10 medicinal products in low and middle income countries is either substandard and fortified. That is the extent of counterfeiting. And in other cases, it is limited to financial loss. But in pharmaceutical, it is related to mortality. So there is a report that at least 72,000 children die of pneumonia and 69,000 people die of malaria each year because of taking counterfeit medicines. So that is the extent to which the counterfeiting in pharmaceutical are affecting the general public. And counterfeiting medicines also causes side effects, and they are also the reason for the bacterial resistance. So in fact, counterfeiting in pharmaceutical is a serious menace and is a threat to the citizens' constitutional right to health care. India is as we all know that India is the largest producer of generic drug. So India become a soft target for counterfeited pharmaceutical manufacturing, and it poses a serious health to safety, health, economics, infrastructure, and national security. As you know, there's a report that lot of money goes into the terrorist organization, because counterfeiting is the one area of medicine is one area where there's a huge amount of money involved. So a lot of money generated through counterfeited medicines are going into terrorist organizations also. So why the counterfeit medicines are flourishing? So there are several reasons. Mainly is the high cost of generic medicine and lack of awareness among the consumers, weak drug distribution system, because it is a global process, though there is a lot of area, weak spots where the counterfeited drugs can be entered, and lack of adequate regulations and enforcement. And right now the prevalence of internet pharmacies is also one of the area. Drug shortage also is one of the reason of counterfeited medicines besides other. Coming to the strategies for fighting counterfeiting medicines. For fighting the counterfeiting medicine, the first thing required is every stakeholder has to act to curb this menace. Be it the consumer, be it the manufacturer, be it the pharmaceutical company, the government and regulatory bodies, and of course being the global problem, the global cooperation is also needed. Coming to the consumer, what is required for consumer is to be vigilant, and they should inspect the product and packaging, and if they found anything suspicious, they should immediately inform to the pharmacist, to the medical practitioner, or to the authority. Consumers should buy from the genuine sources, and they should always take receipt for it. The manufacturers, the pharmaceutical companies can act in secured by using the secured packaging, which can be through tamper-proof outer packaging, by covered markers, which is cryptographic encryptions, and by radio frequency identification. This is coming up very much in the healthcare systems, by holograms and 2D barcoding. You must have noticed the 2D barcoding and hologram is there in the on the strips of the medicines. And the supply chain, which is the weakest point in the where the fraud happens, is so the manufacturer should regulate the supply chain, which can be done by, there are a lot of methods by which it can be done. It can be done through mass serialization, through use of forensic markers, through blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is coming up and is very strong in taking up curbing of this counterfeiting medicines. It is basically a decentralized digital ledgers that records and transfer data in a fast, secure, and transparent manner. And of course, the cloud-based supply chain data repositories is also one of the way where supply chain can be tackled with. Coming to the government and regulatory bodies, the first and foremost requirement is the stricter laws and enforcement. And stringent action should be taken against the frauders. Continuous sharing of information with all the stakeholders, be it the regulatory bodies, custom officers, police, and the manufacturers. There's required the sharing of information continuously. And frequent raids on pharmacies, not only in the pharmacies which are existing in the markets, the government hospitals, the pharmacies in the government hospitals, the one in the Jan Aushadhalayas, the frequent raids are required, so that which will discourage these people to keep these counterfeited drugs. Working closely with pharmaceutical companies and associations. In fact, Indian government is working proactively in this direction. In September only, the Niti Aayog has partnered with Oracle and Apollo hospitals, and Oracle will be implementing their blockchain technology in Apollo hospital supply chain, and this will help in keeping the track of the medicines, and also to curb the counterfeiting. Check on online pharmacy. As we are saying in the e-commerce, online pharmacies are blooming. In fact, in America, it has been found that 50% of online pharmacies are fraud. So, in India, last week only, Delhi High Court has ordered a ban on sale of online medicines by e-pharmacies across the company with immediate effect. Yesterday only, the Madras Court has also passed an order, and it is expected that Indian government will provide the regulation related to e-pharmacy by 31st January 2019. So yes, government is working, the judiciary is working on these things. As I said that it is a global problem, so it is required to be tackled with cross-border actions, and India is the part of GSMS, which is the Global Surveillance and Monitoring System of WHO. Now, coming to the way forward, what is the way forward? The technology is the solution. And because the more advanced technology we are using, the fraudsters are also using getting advanced. So digital intervention is the key. Like manufacturers or suppliers should continuously screen the innovation in supply chain and implement in their systems. Also, the manufacturer companies, the pharmaceutical companies should take help from the outside agencies to implement these systems. Like there are a lot of startups which are providing services to install the blockchain technology, or they have scanner kits which can be used to detect the counterfeited medicines. Our views. My view is that first and foremost, like I was talking to a lot of people in last few days, so what I realized is that not only we are talking about literate people, even in literate people, the awareness about the counterfeited drug is not much. So first and foremost requirement is the raising public awareness. So a lot of work is done, of course, as Dr. Ashish has said, but still, like when I was asking somebody how you keep check that you are not having the you are not buying the counterfeited drugs, all my friends and everybody says that we check the expiry date and we check we are buying from some reputed pharmacy. That's all we are doing. So I think the public awareness, the how it can enter to various sources, we should be made, and for that awareness at grassroots level, both in rural and urban area, at the gram panchayat level, there should be some what you should say, nukkad natak and all those things. And we can use the social media, the Facebook, the WhatsApp to bring the awareness. In fact, what I feel is that like the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the anti-counterfeiting medicine should become the buzzword. Then only the public will be able to absorb to what extent this counterfeiting drugs are causing, they are suffering because of that counterfeiting medicines. In the same line, lecture series in educational institutes, documentaries, advertisements. Actually, I have never seen, I don't know, but I have never seen any advertisement related to the anti-counterfeiting medicines. So I feel that it can make a lot of impact for putting up ads in TVs, in radios, and documentaries. In fact, a lot of movies are now made on the latest social causes. So because it make impact and it goes to the huge, to the rural area, up to the rural areas. So one more thing which can be done is it can be linked. The educating the people can be linked to the CSR activity of pharmaceutical companies. And it should be like the company should adopt the villages to educate the people about these fake drugs. Another thing is more incentive to the stakeholders, more awards like these one, more recognitions. And what I feel is because the MSMEs and pharmaceutical companies are little reluctant to keep on updating their different supply chain system, because it involves huge money. And with the China market, the margins in the drugs has reduced a lot. So what can be there? It is a suggestion that the government can give a tax benefit or tax rebate, so that mainly the MSMEs get an incentive to implement these supply chain technologies into their systems. In Jubilant, we have a highly committed to delivering safe and efficacious product to its patients and customers. We implemented track and trace systems in compliance with regulatory agencies. We continue to improve our quality system to ensure compliance with ever-evolving regulations. Thank you.